Hi everyone, it's Laura Milligan and I'd rather be Stampin. Thank you for joining me today. This is my Facebook Live Take 2 that I do on Thursdays, and I have a fun card I want to show you today. So thank you for tuning in. If you're watching live, thank you for being here. If you're watching the replay, I appreciate you as well. Don't forget to leave a comment throughout this, whether you're watching live or on replay, because I go through all those comments. I read every single one and do a random drawing of from all the comments or people that have shared this live, and they are entered to win the card that I'm making today. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera down. 1 second. Let me just make sure I'm in the right place. Or if you're there, please say hi and let me know. Let me know where you're tuning in from. It's always fun to see where people are watching from. And I'm going to go ahead and change my view here. This is the card that I did on Monday, and it featured the Kite Delight stamp set, which is in the January to June mini catalog. Hi Debbie, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. It must be your lunch break, or maybe you have the day off today, I don't know. But this was the card I made on Monday. I got a lot of really nice comments and responses for this card, and so thank you for all of that. This card is going to go to Cheryl Davis. So Cheryl, I have your address. I will get this in the mail to you probably today. Very fun card. Okay, so I have a couple things I want to talk about today before I make my card. The first thing is my paper pumpkins arrived. This is the May paper pumpkin. It's called Celebrating in Color. This features our new in colors, and it's super, super cute. I have some extras of these. So I opened up one. I did not get a chance to put the cards together yet, but in this you get 10 cards. You get parts and pieces to make 10 cards featuring all of the 5 new in colors, and they are really cute. Let me just show you some of the parts and pieces. So you get a really great stamp set, big word happy that I love, to celebrate your day, to have you in my life, a big U, a little splatter stamp here, you make me, and can do anything, and just for. So you can see how it's you would do like the you can do anything, you make me happy, just for you. There's a lot of different combinations you could use with this. So that's the stamp set. You get a little package of tear and tape, the envelopes, which are printed on the inside, and that's something I love when we have envelopes like this, because it just makes it more special. And you can see how this is featuring the 5 new in colors. So there they are. You get you'll make 2 cards with each of the in colors. So those are the envelopes. And then these are some of the parts and pieces. Oh, well, you get a basic gray Stampin' Spot. And then you get this little packet of in color gems, really cute. A package, little mini pack of mini dimensionals. And then these are parts and pieces for the card. So you have your card bases, of course. And then you have these. And I looked at these and I thought, wonder what you do with these. Well, then I realized you actually fold these up and attach them to the inside of your card, and they hold a gift card. So that's what you would use the tear and tape for. That will secure those to your card for a gift card. But look how pretty, with the touch of gold and the splattering of gold there. These are just some of the parts and pieces. So I have extras of these kits. Here are some words that you'll pop out. They're in gold as well. Little pieces of banners. You'll stamp your words on. There's a pretty panel in the Parakeet Party that I think everyone is loving. And then this looks like Tahitian Tide down here. Let me see if I can pull that out. Yeah, so there, look how pretty. It's like an ombre tag, really cute. So I have extra kits of these. If you're interested in one, let me know. And the fun thing about these kits is that some of them hold a special voucher, like a golden ticket. It always makes me think of Willy Wonka, but the golden ticket. And if you have one of the vouchers in your box, you get a $25 shopping spree with Stampin' Up. So I have several of these on hand. If you're interested in one, let me know. I haven't opened any of the other ones. I just wanted to open this one. It did not hold a golden ticket, but if you're interested, let me know, and I will be happy to. You can either pick it up here or I can ship it to you. So let me know if you're interested. Okay. So what else do I want to show you today? It seems like there was something else. I guess that was it. So let me go ahead and show you the card that I'm doing today. This features the Nature's Print bundle and the Orchid Opulence color. And this is a fun fold card. It's really simple to make. And when I hold my team meetings, we hold monthly team meetings. We do it via Zoom so that we connect with everyone no matter where they are in the United States. And one of the things we do during our meeting is a mystery card. And so I email them ahead of time with all the dimensions that they need, but they don't see the card. They just get the dimensions. I tell them they'll need some designer paper and something for a focal point, some embellishments and that sort of thing. And then we put the cards together during our team meeting, and then we share what we've all come up with. And it's always really fun to see all the different card ideas, and just based on the same measurements and supplies, how different they are. People choose different stamp sets and designer paper and colors and embellishments. It's really, really fun. So let me just show you how to put this card together. And speaking of my team meetings, I really should mention we have a great sign-up special going on through the end of May for new demonstrators. If you would like to join the Stampin' Up! Family and my team, I would love to have you. I have a wonderful group of ladies on my team. Some are business builders and some are what I call happy shoppers. Most of them, I would say, are happy shoppers. And they just signed up not because they wanted to sell anything, but because they wanted to take advantage of the discount that you get when you're a demonstrator. So if you have thought about doing that, this would be a great month to sign up, and I would love to have you on my team. Send me a message and I can tell you all about it. Okay, so for this card, it's actually kind of a card on a card. So this is just 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is my card base, and I'm going to start by taking these two pieces of designer paper. They are 1 1/2 by 4 inches, and I'm going to position them on the edge of this card base. So let me get my Tombow. Cheryl, I see you've tuned in now, and I don't know if you were on, but I pulled your name for the winner of this kite card that I made on Monday. So I'll be sending that to you. I may try to get it out in today's mail. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and attach this. This is what I would call a monochromatic card. It's Orchid Opulence on Orchid Opulence, the designer paper, the ribbon, the ink. It's probably one of my favorite new in colors. I laughed last week. One of my team members said they thought this was their favorite in color, and I said, it is mine too, at least for this week, but that often changes. The more you use the colors, I think you have a tendency to like different ones. Okay, now I'm going to take another piece of Orchid Opulence. This piece is 3 inches across by 4 3 inches tall, and I've taken my scoring blade on my paper trimmer and scored across this way at 1/2 inch. So I'm going to just fold this down. I'll grab my bone folder here just to make sure I get a nice good crease on that. And this will just be attached right here, and I'm going to center it as best I can on my card base. So it'll be like that, and just put a little adhesive right on the flap there. It is going to go flush with the top. I'm going to try to eyeball this. It's going to go flush with the top of that card base. Oops, let me see if I got it straight. Okay, I'm going to give it a second just to hold. Okay. Hi, Brandy. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Cindy. Hi, everybody. So thank you for joining in. Okay, so I have that done, and now I'm just going to take a piece of white. This is 2 7/8 by 4, and that's just going to go right inside centered on this piece, and then I want it to be flush with the designer paper at the bottom here. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that. I'm sort of putting the base of the card, like the nuts and bolts, I guess, of the card together. And then I'll do the stamping. Okay, so there is that, and you can see obviously how that works. Next thing I'm going to do is take one more piece of designer paper. These, I should mention too, oh, you know what, this isn't cut quite right. I'm going to have to grab my paper trimmer, which I have right here. This is, I think I've got the right length. Yes, we'll make it work. So this is 2 3/4 by 4, and we do have new color family paper stacks now in our annual catalog, and I love when they change those up. This is the stripe, and you can see this is the opposite side of the floral that I put on these two sides. So let me just cut this to 2 7/8. I think I just had it like 1/8 of an inch too big. Okay. Yep, and that'll be just perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that. This is a fun, you know, I think we all love fun folds. This is a really easy one, and I think, you know, it's fun to switch up your card making. So often we do cards that open from the right to the left. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just fun to switch it up a little bit. So what I did when I put this on here, I just made sure that the line, the bottom of this DSP lined up. I wanted it to be the same, and I did the same on the top here. So that is all just lined up. All the DSP is lined up in a straight line. Okay, now we're going to do some stamping. And I am going to use, this is the Nature's Print stamp set. I should show you. This is a wonderful new suite in the catalog. I made a card with this a few weeks ago. Well, the week the catalog came out, when I was doing a Facebook Live every day. This is the Sunprint suite. It is gorgeous. It has the most gorgeous paper and beautiful stamp set, coordinating dies. Look at all these beautiful, beautiful samples. It's probably hard to see on your screen, but it is just beautiful. And, oh, and I should mention, because I like to always mention this, I love when Stampin' Up! Does this. So they have one number here, 158805. You can get everything, one of each of everything of this suite. And for this one, it includes the bundle at the bundled price where you save 10%, and then the Sunprints designer paper, and this really neat fern embossing folder. Here it is. There's a little picture of it here in the corner. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see they used it. I think they used it on that. That may be part of the pattern paper, but it's a really, really neat embossing folder. Well, you can see it here. Here it is on the white. Everybody loves that paper. So I'm going to just do some stamping, and I've pulled out 2 stamps. And I have my new magnetic cutting platform. I'm going to show you a couple things about that. So I'm going to just ink this up. This is this big floral, I guess it's more of a leaf sprig. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. Look how pretty. And then I think I have enough room on here to stamp hello there. So I'm going to just put that right there. And that's all the stamping I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put my ink away. And I'm going to move some of this out of the way. I want to bring in my cut and emboss machine. And let me pull that up here. And I'm going to open it up. And of course, if you have this, you know how great it is for storing. You just fold these ends up. I know you can't see the whole thing, but I'll put it there so you can at least see that part. Okay, now we have this brand new magnetic platform, which is amazing. It's heavy. It's a solid, heavy plate. And I want to tell you something about it. So if you got this, I know a lot of you have already ordered it. This is something we've been waiting for a long time. with the magnetic cutting plate, you get this sheet of paper and it shows you the sandwich. This is incorrect. We got an update from Stampin' Up. They made a little boo-boo. They are correcting it now. So any future magnetic platforms that go out will have the correct sandwich, but the sandwich here is wrong, so disregard that. I'm actually probably going to throw it away. There's a new, they gave us a corrected sandwich, and it's just plate number 1, which is the base plate, which you're always going to use when you're using this machine. And then number 5, which is the magnetic cutting plate. And then you'll put your cardstock and die there, and then plate number 3 is just the clear cutting plate. You're just going to use one of those. But I wanted to read a couple things about this because this print is really small, and I know you can't read it today on this Facebook Live, but I want to just let you know, so the entire platform is magnetized, so anywhere you put your dies, it will hold them in place. They do recommend moving your dies, like I think we all have a tendency to place our dies like right in the center of our magnetic cutting plate or any platform when we're cutting. We just have that tendency. But it's actually recommended to move your dies around this platform because it will get more even wear. You want to cut on the side that has the printing on it. So if you see Stampin' Up! In number 5, that's the side that you want to put your dies on. It says you can wipe them off with a damp cloth, but you don't want to submerge them in water. I don't really know why you'd ever want to wash it anyway. I can't see doing that, but it is a self-healing surface. I have used this several times and you really can't even tell. I can sort of tell from here, but I really have to look. So they will last a long time. They're not going to last forever. Of course, it depends on how much you use it, how long it will last. But I like the tip of moving your dies around the platform to extend its use. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this in place. So I have cutting plate number 1, magnetic platform number 5, and then I'm going to put my 2 stamped images down. And this is the first, you can see, can you see how it just kind of snaps in place there? So I'm going to go ahead and put that around this floral, or I keep calling them flowers, it's leaves, this leafy sprig. And then for the hello there, I'm using another set of dies. These are new too, they're called Stylish Shapes. And these are a great set of dies. They are squares, which we haven't had for a while, circles with stitching, some banners. And so this is a really great basic kind of a go-to set of dies. I think you'll probably reach for this over and over again. It is $30, but look how many dies you get. You get a good bang for your buck, I think, for this. So I'm going to put this right here surrounding these words, and that kind of snaps right in place as well. And then I'm going to put my cutting plate number 3. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down and just crank it right through. And it just goes right through without any trouble at all. Okay, I'm going to pull this here. And I'll fold this up and get this out of the way so I can finish putting my card together. Okay, so let's see. And look how they just pop right out. So here's my hello there. They actually kind of stick to the cutting mat. And then here's this one. And so you can see it's positioned perfectly. It did not slip. Okay, so I'll set that aside. And now I'm going to put my card together. So I'll start with my leafy sprig, and what I'm going to do for this, I always think of my friend Constance when I do this because she's the one that taught me how to do this. So hi Constance, if you're watching. I'm just going to put dimensionals at the top of this, like just maybe there and there. I'm not going to put any dimensionals down here, and I'll show you why in a minute. So I'm going to just angle that like that. So this part is going to be popped up. This part is not, and the reason being I am going to put my hello there over that, and I'll put some ribbon on the back of that, and this part will be popped up. But I like how this is popped up and it just sort of leads you down to those words. I just think that's a really cool way to do this. So I'm going to add a little bit of ribbon. This also is Orchid Opulence, and it is I think it's 1/8 inch. Yeah, 1/8 inch. This is the metallic, so it has some shimmer to it, which is fun. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little adhesive, my Stampin' seal, on the back of this. And then I just kind of hold this in my hand and I'm just going to make a couple loops. I'm going to go down. And you can, of course, make them as big or as little as you want. And then I like to look at it when I'm done, and if I need to adjust any of it, I can. I'm going to pull this over a little bit here. And then I just double check if that's how I want it, and that looks pretty good, so I'm happy with that. So then what I'm going to do is take, well, first I better snip this, right? Let me grab my paper snips. Snip that off, and then I'm going to take some dimensionals, and I'm going to use the dimensionals on the back of this circle, but it also helps to secure the ribbon. So that's going to go there, and then that is also going to help secure the bottom of this leafy sprig here. So I'm just going to put that, oh, just kind of right there, about like that. So there's that. And then, of course, I want to add a little bit of embellishment. Let me just fix this there. Okay, so there, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to use some embellishments. And so the ones that I chose, of course, were the 2022-2024 in color dots. You can see I've used a lot of these already, but I'm going to choose the Orchid Opulence to just go along with my tone on tone. I'll use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'll just pick up. These gems are nice. They're sort of ombre, so any of these would work. You can decide if you want the lighter or the dark. I'm going to do one of each for this. I have this teeny little one. Put those kind of close together. So there is the card. Very simple to make. You know, like I said, fun to switch it up a little bit and try a different layout. But isn't that pretty? The colors are so pretty. And, you know, sometimes it's nice to not have a huge, big area to write a message. Sometimes you just want to say, hi, thinking of you, or whatever. And actually, this is really pretty, a heartfelt thank you. That would look good on the inside of this. You could do You're on My Mind, also a very thoughtful sentiment to send to someone. You could do, you know, you could put part of the fern in there. There's a lot you could do to dress up the inside. And of course you want to stamp something on the envelope. You could do like this big leafy sprig, that sort of thing. But, oh, Wendy, you're so sweet. Yes, Judy, this is Orchid Oasis. So like I was telling them, this is my, at least for this week anyway, this is my new favorite in color. And I don't know if I shared with you all, but I know I shared with my team. Stampin' Up! Just released some branded products, and one of them, and of course I picked Orchid Opulence, but are these tumblers, and they say Stampin' Up! They're ombre, they came in all 5 in colors, and they are available for customers to purchase as well. And I just think this is really fun. I don't think any of us probably needs another tumbler, but when it's this pretty, I don't know, it just makes me happy, and it's fun to switch them up and get a new one every once in a while. So I just wanted to put a little plug in for that. Those are available in our online store, and there's a few other things there as well. So I am going to go ahead and switch back and just say goodbye. Thank you for watching today. I will not be going live on Monday. Next week I have a conflict, so instead I will be going live on Tuesday. So I will send you a reminder so that you know, but I will look forward to seeing you then. And thank you for watching today. I hope that by showing you this card idea, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I've given you all the measurements. I will also add them to my blog. It'll probably go up tomorrow as a blog post, and I will be sure to include the measurements there. But I hope that this idea has maybe sparked some creativity in you, and that you will give this new fun fold, fun layout a try, because I think you'll be pleased with the results. So thank you again for joining me, and I will look forward to seeing you on Tuesday next week. Hope you all have a great day, and as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Bye-bye, everyone.